Hi everybody, Bald&curious here. So today let's talk and do kind of review of the Laugo Arms Alien pistol. This gun is made in Czech Republic. It made a big splash at a SHOT Show, I believe 2019, 18 or 19, I think 19. And originally there was only 5,000 of these imported into the United States. The original price tag was about $5,500 for a full kit version that comes with a case like this. And inside the case you got a gun, you got 3 magazines, a cleaning supply, a spare top end, and they even give you a snap cap. And you also have a holster. So let's talk about the case itself. This is the insert. This looks to me like either Pelican case or something similar, so it's a really sturdy case. But considering how the gun is stacked up in there and the magazine, the only thing you can fit in here is a gun and the 3 magazines and a holster, which is kind of waste if you ask me. So in all the honesty, as much as I like the case, I would rather see it come in a bag that you can actually use, some kind of range bag. That would be nicer. But, you know, that's what it is. Before we get to the gun, let's talk about the holster itself. Now, on the first glance, it seems like a really high quality holster because the hanger itself, everything is made, I'm assuming, out of aluminum. It's got the button back here, so you can adjust it or take it off completely. It's got a couple different positions. The retention of the gun is okay, but it's kind of, I don't know, you have to draw straight up, otherwise the gun gets kind of bind up in there. The biggest problem I have is this hanger, which is completely stupid. Look the way it sits on the belt. This should have a little bend to it so it can follow the contour of the belt. I really don't think they kind of thought it through. They kind of threw it in there, so this is a waste. It does fit in a GLS holster, and there's a couple of companies that make retention holsters for it, like Red Hill Tactical. They make a really nice holsters for this Alien gun if you decide to run it. Now let's talk about the gun itself. So the unique feature of this gun is its lower bore axis. If you see where my hand is and where the barrel is, so this is the lowest semi-automatic handgun in the world, to my knowledge, that has such a low bore axis. The only thing that would probably have a little lower bore axis would be Chiappa Rhino, but that's a revolver, so that's a little different story. Now another unique thing is you can switch from optic. This comes with this, I'm pretty sure this is a Seymour, Seymour RDS6. It comes with the red dot, and you can easily switch by simply pushing the button and pulling this over here. You push a little bit from the back, and then you lift up the entire top end, and you can swap it with this top end. Push, boom, and now you have iron-sighted gun. Simple as that. It does retain the zero. I tested a couple of times. There's absolutely no issues switching from this to optic, and zero is maintained. Now this is let's field strip it. This is a piston-driven system, so this is not your regular tilt action gun. And to take it apart, you take the top end off and then simply pull back, lift, and the actual slide assembly, that's the slide assembly, comes out. And the barrel is fixed on this, and then you have your piston with the recoil spring. And that's pretty much as far as you go as far as field stripping. This is kind of genius design, and it's a real simple. They basically took everything and inverted it. So your trigger itself, this is a single action trigger. All the trigger does is a little pin up here. Come on, zoom in, focus. There we go. There's a little pin we can see that pushes up. That little pin pushes up on this right here, and this is your actual hammer. So all that happens is your that pin pushes on the sear and drops the hammer. So the hammer is actually upside down. If you're looking at a gun like this, the hammer is upside down, and that's how they achieved such a low bore axis. So it's a fairly simple gun, and the piston system makes it for a pretty reliable system. As long as you run high quality ammo. You can't run any coated bullets, any lead bullets, anything like that. This needs pretty much full metal jacket bullets only. The trigger on this thing is really nice. It comes up probably around 2.5 pounds. So it's a crisp, it's a really short reset. Let me demonstrate. I'll put the gun back together. Let's put the top end. So there's your trigger, really short, crisp, single action pull, and reset. It's still not gonna be as nice as a 2011 trigger because this is still a hinge trigger. This is not a straight pullback, so it's still gonna be a little longer reset and gonna feel a little different, but this is really, really, really nice trigger for this gun. Now, other than that, you have interchangeable grip panels and as well as a back strap. This actually originally has a G10. This actually was replaced by previous owner. This has a lock grip. So the whole gun as it sits right now with the magazine is around 52, 53 ounces, so it's a fairly heavy gun. The recoil on this is, you can't cheat the recoil. The recoil is actually more than on the standard 2011. Your muzzle rise, however, is almost none. Since it's such a low bore axis, the whole recoil impulse comes straight back at you. You can feel it basically in the palm of your hand. The muzzle rise itself is almost non-existent, especially with a good grip. That being said, is it a good thing or bad thing? I mean, this is not the kind of gun that's gonna turn you into super duper shooter just because you have a lowest bore axis gun if you don't have a basic skills. But it sure make you step up your game. The short trigger, nice trigger, the reset, and the real low bore axis makes up for all that. Also, you notice that the slide itself reciprocates without the sights. So your sights and your optic stays on target the whole time. It doesn't really move. It makes it a little awkward for the press check-in because you can only go grab it forward. Kind of hard to do is backward, especially with the red dot because you can only pinch it with 2 fingers. The recoil spring is really not that tough, so it's not, for me, it's not that hard. The actual serrations are really aggressive, so it's really easy to grab and manipulate, so I didn't really have a problem with that. You do, however, have to be careful, especially when showing clear, because that bullet is way down there, so you gotta make sure you drop the mag and look at it well, that there's no round in a chamber. It does have a last round bolt open, so it's checking all those marks. Now, can you carry this gun? Absolutely, you can carry this gun. It's got a drop safety, you know, the dingus over here, so that should be fairly safe. But considering how heavy it is, I don't know if you want to carry it. So, in my opinion, this was purely designed just for the competition shooting, and the price tag kind of reflects it. That brings me to price tag. Now these guns, they actually went up. They're close to $7,000. Then Lancer Arms, the importer, had a 20% off on these, but at the same token, they're not available anymore because they're not importing them anymore. From what I understand, the Laugo Arms opening the factory in the States, they're going to be manufacturing them here, but from what I hear, the price is going to go up as well. So I guess we'll see what's going to happen. Now, the bad news. Now let's go to the bad. This is, at least in the United States, is pretty much a worthless competition gun. You can't really run it in any competition. You can run it in the local competitions where they don't care about the actual divisions. But any bigger match you want to shoot this, you got two choices. You put iron sights on and you can run it as a limited gun, or you put a red dot on and you can run it as an open gun. Now, in both occasions, you're going to be in a disadvantage because you're going to be running against 2011s. In open divisions, they're going to be compensated 2011s. They run a major power factor. The power factor speed of the bullet times weight of the bullet. So major power factor is anything over 165,000. I mean, I'm assuming you can probably run a major ammo through this gun, but you're just going to tear up the gun because without the compensator, it's not going to have any effect. So there's no point to it. Now, why are you running open division? Why can you run it in a carry optics or limited optics? Well, because the red dot sight is basically rigidly mounted to the frame, sort of, and it doesn't move with the slide, it kind of disqualified from carry optics and limited optics. However, Laugo Arms came up with a retro kit where the red dot is actually mounted on the portion that's moving. But again, it's kind of made from unobtainium. I only saw them on European websites, and it's about $1,000 or $1,200, something like that, just for the additional slide. Now, the fit and finish of the gun is excellent, but I still don't understand a price tag because this is not like a custom-made Atlas 2011 that comes to you know, with a that's hand fitted and stuff, because the slide itself, it's loose and it doesn't really, there's no reason for the slide lockup be super tight or anything because the way this gun operates. The actual slide, the portion that moves, all it has is the extractor and the actual firing pin that's built into it. So there's not that many parts, moving parts, there's not that many parts to be manufactured, sort of, if you ask me, to justify the cost of the gun. I understand that they can charge whatever they want because they only want to have this design, and you know what, people are willing to pay it. Hell, I was willing to pay that price just to get my hands on this. But again, like I said before, it's kind of stupid as far as the competition goes. The only place you can really run it no problem will be open division in a 3-gun. Now you're running into problems again with the 3-gun. Same with the limited and open divisions. It comes with the 17-round magazines. Obviously, I'm in New York, so these been neutered down to 10 rounds. So for me, it doesn't matter. But these are only 17-round magazines. Open division guys, they run sometimes almost 30-round magazines. Even carry optics, you know, you can get 23, 24 rounds. So with the 17 rounds, you kind of limit it. Same goes for the open division and the 3-gun. You want to have 25 plus rounds of ammo in a magazine. Unfortunately, Laugo Arms does not make bigger magazines. These magazines are kind of unique, the way they're designed. And nobody makes a base pads. I tried to reach out to Henning Group and a couple other manufacturers, but since this gun is so rare, nobody wants to spend money on developing the base pads when probably nobody's going to buy them. So I can't really blame them. I do think, well, actually I know for sure that CZP10 magazine base pads fit on these magazines. So gonna try to get maybe some extended base pads. Or you know what, if anybody out there has P10 and has extended magazine base pads and is willing to send one for testing and evaluation to me, I would greatly appreciate it. The PO box is down in the description. So if I can at least get something that I can get 23, 24 rounds and I can at least run it in the carry optics in the local matches, you know, limited optics in the local matches where they don't care about the technicalities, then we'll be fun. Other than that, I really don't see a point really to spend this kind of money on this gun. I already did it. I can probably go around and sell this and make money on this, but right now, since this gun is such a unique and it's such a showstopper, I'm just gonna hold on to it. Probably shoot it at the local matches and just mess around. Maybe try to get a better holster and figure out something to do with the magazines. Again, the magazines are probably the biggest letdown because each magazine is over $100. Considering this is just a 17-round magazine with like a fancy metal base pad that doesn't really add any capacity. That's kind of stupid. Considering the 2011 magazines, those are $120 and they're a lot higher capacity and a lot higher quality magazines. Then I really don't understand why this is the size of the P10C or P10F or whatever it is, the full size 17-round magazine. Why is this $100? So there's definitely a huge markup on this gun. There's no way it cost them that much to develop this, but like I said, they're the only ones that can charge whatever they want. Red dot itself is a pretty decent red dot. I had no issues of the red dot coming loose or anything. The window's pretty big. It's 6 MOA. I prefer smaller dots, but that's just me. I prefer the 3 MOA or even 5. I just for me, smaller red dots work better with my eyesight. The rest of the controls on the gun are right there. Your slide stop, slide release is right where my thumb is, no issues. The magazine release, I can hit it without changing my grip. The gun itself has plenty of real estate, to put both hands on it. And even if you wind up riding the slide, which you kind of inevitably gonna do with a high grip, never had an issue as far as the malfunctions. All you gotta do is run the good ammo and keep the gun clean. That's pretty much all. So, yep, this is the nicest but the dumbest competition gun on the market, at least for the US competitions, there is. If you guys like this kind of videos, please like, share, and subscribe. If you guys want to send me something to the channel to review, I would greatly appreciate it. Like I said, the PO box is down below. And as always, have fun and keep shooting. Keep shooting weird guns.